Welcome to episode number 15 of the Q&A show.
Oh, sorry. I got to get this.
Welcome to episode 15. We have
A little low energy, by the way,
low.
Dave. Yeah.
It's one of those days.
You got to step it up a notch.
You know
what I mean? Maybe you need to meditate a little bit.
I feel that. That's actually a good topic we'll do in the future.
Yeah, let's do that.
All is well here on our end. We're crushing some stuff.
Crushing
today.
life right now.
Crushing life.
Yeah.
What do we got for a question today?
It's a great question.
Okay.
I'm not going to say who sent this in because it might have something to say about what they're eating at night or what they're doing at night.
Okay.
Anyway, the question is, will eating late in the evening make me fat?
And this came from Chris, right? Did this come from you?
Yeah, it did. I tried to protect his anonymity here.
You guys still have not seen Chris yet, so we're still good. He's like Dr. Claw in the background, you know, like playing with the strings of the cameras here, like guiding us. And someday we will reveal him. I can't even talk right now.
Can I just answer the question?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Let's. I think we've done enough calling out on Dreas.
Rice. The question is, eating past a certain time, like will
yeah,
you
if I
end
eat late, what is the question? Can you clarify? Because this.
Yeah, like if I eat too late at night, is it going to be worse for my metabolism, or will I get fat if I eat too late?
What do you eat?
Is there a
Doritos?
cutoff time? No, it's like dinner. Like if it's 7 o'clock at night, can I still eat dinner? Or 8 o'clock at night, what cutoff time should I stop eating?
Okay, here we go.
That's a common question, though.
It is a common question.
Like you're not the only one. I mean, that myth has been around for a long time. The answer is no. I mean, really, I don't want to. This is going to simplify it here because it's not true. But like a calorie is a calorie is a calorie. We break down macros all the time, so we understand that's not
calories
true.
are calories.
But at the end of the day, if your calories are in at 10 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock at night, and 8 o'clock at night, it doesn't make any difference if you were to eat 2,000 calories or 2,000 calories all in one meal, or 3 meals, I should say, would be better.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if it's past 8 o'clock, it's not like you're going to go into some fat storing mode if you pound, 500 calories. It's not like while you're sleeping, you're screwed.
But people late at night, what do they tend to do?
They munch
On
junk food.
Right.
So junk food, and let's just reiterate this, junk food typically is going to have a higher caloric intake.
High calories, high fat.
High calories, high fat. So, we talk a lot about flexible dieting and being smart about what you're eating, but it's very easy to eat half the pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream or to have some of that dessert that you had left over from the night before.
Right.
So now all of a sudden you're adding in calories that it might not be a lot of food for volume and stuff, but
Doesn't
it's
matter.
more caloric dense. You might add an extra 300 to 600 calories without really realizing it. While the rest of your day was perfect, you might have just added on that over the course of a couple of weeks, months, years. Now all of a sudden you're gaining some weight.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes complete sense.
But I think, weren't we talking, maybe we were talking about this the other day, but we were talking in the sense that you don't necessarily, your metabolism doesn't
the metabolism slows in long periods of not having
like a fast.
Yeah, caloric intake.
Yes.
Naturally, the body says, oh, wait a minute, I'm not getting any calories. I need to, store or make the best use of what's already there.
Right.
But we're talking about 10 to 15% It's not a major
not even
reduction in
huge.
the metabolic rate.
Right.
And as soon as you put calories back in, it's going to speed
Back
back
to
up
where it
again.
is.
But there is a reason why these myths come into being, right? I mean, there are behaviors that certain people have that then lead to, them putting on significant amounts of weight.
Right.
And then these myths are created.
Well, think of it this way. When an individual typically will work 9 to 5,
right.
they come home, and I'm just speaking in generality.
Crack a beer.
They're either crack a beer, crack a Mountain Dew, chips, have dinner, have something before they go to bed. They're going to eat probably during that 6-hour window from getting home from work to when they go to bed, a higher amount of calories than maybe if they were busy working that they would, like I'm being very broad right here,
Yeah.
but just in the evening when you're at home sitting down doing nothing, you're probably gonna, if you're eating, you're probably gonna overconsume without realizing it.
Right.
So we could create a study right now and get 100 people and say, hey, you're working 9 to 5, let's have you eat when you get home, and we might gain weight in that 2 months that we do it.
But it's a whole lifestyle thing. They
Correct.
come home from work, sit on the couch,
Correct.
eat and drink alcohol, where somebody else might leave the office, go straight to the gym, do a workout, then come home and eat a lower in fat meal.
The theory behind, or where that came from, is just that you're going to overconsume when you're at home. So if you stop eating at 8 o'clock at night, or 7 o'clock, whatever number, it's different on different websites. If you just stop eating at a certain time, well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to consume those calories, so you're not going to end up having the ability to gain weight because you're not eating anything.
Yeah.
So that's almost just like how we talk about intermittent fasting, where it's like if you have only a certain window where you eat during that non-eating time, you're not going to be eating anything. So it's going to be harder to plug in a ton of food during a short window than if you have the full day to plug in as much food as you can. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So there's zero truth to saying if you stop eating at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock that you're not going to gain weight.
Right.
Like you could
calories in.
Yes, you could still gain weight. Just don't overconsume when you're sitting at home at night. I don't know how else to really answer that. That makes sense.
I think that's, and I'm just trying. That's exactly what I was basically saying. Is I'm trying to paint the picture of if you're sedentary, you go home and sit on the couch and you're consuming bad calories and too many of them. Right. Then you're going to gain weight, but not because.
And when you
it's
say
past
bad
9 o'clock.
calories, it's processed calories that are much more caloric dense, based off of the volume of what you're eating. I just want to reiterate that. Because
like nachos with some cheese and.
Yeah. Meat, you might have meat on it, but then you have all the other stuff on it as well.
That comes with fat, and then
all that. There's a handful of myths like that are out there that we can cover.
Yeah, there's a
but
ton.
that's an important one. I hope that answered the question.
I hope so too.
I hope this position provided
think you need
you
a nap.
Insight.
Quite frankly,
are you Buddha insightful, smart now, or what?
Yeah, I can see that you need a nap.
I know, I do. This was not our best performance, I don't think.
Oh, God. Here we go. You know what? Follow us if you still want to. I know it wasn't Dave's best performance, but there's Twitter.
Instagram.
There it is.
Okay.
Facebook and...
Snapchat.
Yeah, that.
Appreciate it. Got questions, comments, concerns, drop them below. We'll get them answered. I think just in the future, there's some things we do want to cover. I think some metabolism stuff. We want to cover some of these myths. We want to cover a little bit more on alcohol. So if you have any topics that you want to, really have us dive into, let us know, and we'll do that. So.
All right.